Welcome to episode 2 of Solace Crafting Beginnings. Today we will tackle the concept of storage space. As you are playing the game, you'll quickly find that you are running out of storage space. There are a number of different ways to handle this problem. The first thing you need to do is to watch my first video, Solace Crafting Beginnings, Setting Up Your Facilities, episode 1, as you will need your facilities set up. I will put a link in the description of the video. In that video, you'll also learn how to use the custom settings to increase your stack size if you wish. You can put it up as high as you want. I usually do about 300, but you can also play the vanilla stack size if you wish. The other ways you can create space is through creating a backpack, creating bags, and creating storage boxes. So in order to create these storage spaces, remember you will need to set up those facilities as in episode 1. So for the backpack, you will need the tanning rack, tannin, to use in the tanning rack, and a leather working station. Bags need a retting vat and a tailoring station, and crates need just a sawing station. You will also need to gather your materials, and then there are different materials depending on what you're doing. They depend on the tier you are on and the rarity. So there are tiers that go infinitely. You start out at tier 0 and you move up every 5 kilometers, and then you also have the 5 rarity materials: the common, uncommon, rare, elite, and legendary. And you'll find that they are you'll find higher level rarities as you go further into the game. If you want to increase the level of rare materials that you find, you can change that in the world setup before you set up the game. You can also, if you want to find, while you're in the game, the resources by rarity, you can set up resource scanners, which you'll learn about in future videos. So first we're going to do a storage chest, and you will find that you can craft that under woodworking and facilities, and you see the storage chest right here. You will also, before you can make the storage chest, need to get 15 lumber, so you need timber, and you need to take that over here, and you would need to have your timber here, refine it, and now we've already done that. We have our T0 lumber, so we can go ahead and create that storage chest. And then the shows you different things you can do. You have the levels, which we do not have. This is more for tools, armor, weapons. So there's only just the basic level for storage chests. However, there are tiers and there are rarities. Tiers you start out with storage slots of 16 in the storage chest. Oh, and one thing I want to make sure that you know, that there's a difference between the storage chest and the crates and crate boxes. Crates are just for decoration. Crate boxes are for when you have a town storehouse. That'll be addressed in a further video. So, like I said, you want to make sure you're at the storage chest. You will choose the tier. If you increase the tier, you will get 2 extra slots. If you increase the rarity from common to uncommon, you'll get 1 extra slot. From rare, that'll get an extra slot, but if you go up to elite, you get 2 extra slots. So you can see it pays out to have both a higher tier and a higher rarity. And you can change the color of the box that you want, and that's one of the things you can do. You can choose the amount that you make at a time, and so we will craft 1 storage chest. And also, if you want to practice and you you'd want the experience points, but you don't want to keep creating crates, you can hit the practice button and hit practice, and you'll see it'll take away the lumber and it'll give you experience points. So now we have the lumber chest, and we're going to place it. But first we need to find a place to place it. You need to put it on a building area. So later we will address how to build your own section. But right now, to start with, you would want to keep it on the area that is made by your Solace. So we're going to take it and we're going to place it in here. And now we're going to open up the box itself, and you can see you have your storage spaces. You have a number of different options you can do. You can pick it up. You can fill it up with everything that is not in a bag that is in your inventory, or you can empty it again. And you can rename the top, or you can rename the front. I usually name it by the materials that I put in there and by the tier level. You're going to want to, that's the best way to organize your boxes, is to use by tier level and material level, and just increase boxes as you go. And as you get larger boxes, you might decide that you don't want the smaller boxes anymore. So you can go ahead and empty it and then pick it up. And then you can either take it to the trash bin, or you can take it to this deconstruction station. And you can put it in the deconstruction station and deconstruct. And as you can see, it will give you back some of the lumber you used. And so we are going to create a backpack next. So for this, you will have to, you can only have one backpack at a time, and it'll go into the inventory right here. As you can see, I already have one, and it's giving me a lot of extra spaces. And you will need to have create it. You'll need 15 leather, the appropriate rarity and tier. So gather fur of the tier and rarity. And then you will also need something called tannin, which you will find under alchemy and resources. And it'll take 5 timber, and then you can craft it. And then you can go over and take it over to the leather. You need to come to the tanning station, the tanning rack, and that's where you will put in your tannin, and then your fur, and I've already done that, and I've gotten back my leather. And then you can take your leather to the leather working station and go into crafting, the leather working, and then tools, and you will get a backpack. And again, you can craft one. There's no levels here. You would want the tier level, the rarity, and you can also practice, and that will give you will make sure you don't have an extra backpack, but you'll get the experience. So here I have my backpack. I've already got a bigger one on, so I'm not going to put it on, but you would drag it over to here. And then should you decide one later on, you're going to increase the size of your backpack, you're not going to need the old one anymore. So you can just come to the deconstruction bench, deconstruct, and get your leather back. And then finally we will have bags, and they will give you more space in your inventory. As you can see, I have quite a few bags here. The trick with bags is you want to have a good balance between the number of bags in the inventory and the amount of inventory space left. Because if you fill this up with everything else, with all bags, then you're only going to have 1 or 2 slots for picking up items, and you're going to have to put items into the bags constantly. So you want a good combination. So we're working on bags. So you will need to go to the reading station, and the reading station, you will need water and the correct size of stalks, which you will put in here. I've already done that. I've gotten back my thread. As you can see, you can also create something called a water font, and a water font will take the place of you having to have actual water for that tier level. It's a permanent water for that tier level. I don't find it very useful because I don't do that much. It only takes 1 for each stack. So it's up to you. I made them just because I could make them. You can also make them for the tanning rack. You can make a tanning one, and again, I don't really feel the need or use for them. So anyways, once you have your thread, you're going to go over to your tailoring station, and you're going to go to crafting, and you're going to find your bags under tools. And again, no level on this. You can choose your rarity level, you can choose your tier level, and then you just need your 15 bags. There we go. You need your 10 common threads, and then you can craft them, or you can practice with that button. So we'll go in, and we have a bag. you can open it with a right click or by hitting open, and you can put things in. What I recommend is that you start memorizing what you put in each. So for instance, I put all of my mined rocks into this bag here, but this bag here is where I put my fur. So, and this bag would be jewels. So I memorize where each one is, makes it easier to organize, put things in with other things that are similar. And then when you're done, when you get back, you can go ahead and put them in your storage bins. And then if you decide that when you're start increasing your bags, that you don't need a bag anymore, unfortunately you cannot deconstruct these bags. These bags can only be destroyed through the trash bin, and you'll notice if you right click, it'll open up the bag instead of going into the trash can. And so instead you're going to have to drag it over and hit destroy, and it'll go away forever. So now this is between your storage boxes, your backpack and bags. You should be able to significantly increase your storage capacity. Start making your spaces available today. You'll make your life a whole lot easier as you're trying to proceed through the game. And I hope this has helped. Leave any questions or comments in the comments section. I would love to hear what you think. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you look forward to my future videos.